Once upon a time, in a small village nestled at the foot of the mountains, there lived a little girl named Margo. Margo had always loved winter, the crisp, cold air, the way the trees sparkled with frost, and most of all, the snow. Every year she would eagerly wait for the first snowflake to fall. One chilly morning, Margo woke up to find the world outside her window covered in a thick blanket of snow. The entire village was transformed into a sparkling white wonderland. She quickly bundled up in her warmest coat, pulled on her boots, and rushed outside. The snow was soft and powdery, perfect for building snowmen. Margo started rolling a small snowball on the ground, watching it grow bigger and bigger as she pushed it around. Soon she had made 3 large snowballs, which she stacked on top of each other to form a snowman. She added a carrot for the nose, 2 coal pieces for eyes, and a scarf to keep him warm. As Margo stepped back to admire her work, something magical happened. The snowman blinked and wiggled his carrot nose. Margo gasped in surprise. "Hello, Margo," the snowman said in a friendly voice. "My name is Frosty. Thank you for bringing me to life." Margo couldn't believe her eyes. She had always dreamed of having a friend who could talk to her in the snow, and now here was Frosty, a real, living snowman. "Can you play with me?" Margo asked excitedly. "Of course," Frosty replied. And with that, the 2 new friends set off on a snowy adventure. They built a snow fort, had a snowball fight, and slid down the hills on a sled. Margo and Frosty laughed and played until the sun began to set, turning the snowy landscape into a golden wonder. As they returned to Margo's house, Frosty suddenly looked a bit sad. "What's wrong, Frosty?" Margo asked. "The sun is setting, and I must go before I melt away," Frosty explained gently. "But don't worry, Margo. I'll always come back whenever it snows." Margo felt a little sad but smiled as she realized how special the day had been. "I'll miss you, Frosty," she said. "And I'll miss you too," Frosty replied, his voice soft. "But remember, every snowflake that falls will bring me closer to you again." With that, Frosty gave Margo a warm but cold hug and slowly melted back into the snow, leaving just his scarf and hat behind. Margo carefully picked them up and took them inside, placing them in a special spot by the window. As Margo drifted off to sleep that night, she knew that whenever the first snowflake of winter appeared, Frosty would be back to play with her once again. And so, each year, Margo waited eagerly for the snow, knowing that it would always bring with it a day full of magic and adventure.